Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the ranking system, my personal ranking system of all the Halo campaigns. Now, I've already done one for the games overall as a whole, campaign and multiplayer, and I've done one separately for the multiplayers itself that are already up on the channel. Go check those out and let me know what you think. At number 10, I have Halo 5. This is the first, I think, real negative rating I've gave to Halo 5, simply because I felt like Halo 5 was probably the worst Halo campaign I think I've ever played. I did not like the storytelling in it, just wasn't a massive fan. I did like the characters. The characters I thought were great, kind of like how I feel about the sequel series, the sequel trilogy for Star Wars. I felt like the characters were great. The story was just not there. I did not enjoy the story that they use these characters, because I've read some books, some spin-off books that include some of these characters and tell actual good stories with these characters. I did not enjoy this one that they told in this game. At number 9, we have Halo Infinite. I didn't feel like it was a bad game. I didn't feel like the story was bad. I just was not necessarily a massive fan of the Halo being an open world. It just felt a little weird, little clunky, just not necessarily. There were little small things within the Halo campaign that I enjoyed, but just overall experience, I just wasn't the biggest fan of the open world aspect to it. It was just kind of a little weird. Maybe it was for some people out there, but it just wasn't for me. At number 8, Halo 3. Just kidding, guys. ODST. ODST, I felt like the quality of product, once again, like I said in my multiplayer video, with what we got was good. I just felt like it was a little short. Like, there might have been a little more to it. This was the first Halo story that we got video game format that did not involve the Master Chief. It was not involved in this story, except for, I guess, 2 seconds at the beginning. I was really enjoyed this, but I just felt like it was kind of short. Felt like it should have been a little bit of a longer story. Somewhere along the lines, like similar to Halo Reach. If we're going to tell a story that doesn't involve the Master Chief, felt like it should have been just a little bit longer. But we got what we got, and I enjoyed it, but I just felt like it was a little short. Could have been done a little bit more to it. Number 7, Halo Wars 2. While this was probably one of my most anticipated games for a while after the OG Halo Wars came out, I wasn't quite exactly disappointed with this campaign. I felt like at first, until we played Halo Wars, or not Halo Wars, I'm sorry, excuse me, until we played Halo Infinite, I felt like Atriox was a little OP as a villain. I felt like he was a Thanos times 10 for a minute. Felt like it was a little ridiculous for a little bit, but as the game went on, I started to understand why he had to be as threatening as he was. While campaign not quite as great as the OG Halo Wars, this one was still pretty good. I enjoyed it for everything that it brought to us, the lore that it expanded upon within the Halo universe, the new bad guy it gave us. Still just couldn't top the original Halo Wars for me. Number 6, Halo Wars OG. I wanted to put this game higher on the list. However, there were little things about it that were just kind of like a little bit like I don't know why they did that. Don't really want to go into details about too many of them, but there were certain things about it that I just kind of wasn't really sure about that, how that exactly that works. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good story, pretty good campaign. It flowed together nicely. There wasn't like moments to where I felt like the story like lost its pacing. I just felt like there were certain things that characters said or did that was just kind of like, okay, I guess. All right, I guess that's where we're going. But the flow of the game didn't really stop for me. I thought it was pretty good overall. Nothing too bad about it. Rounding out to the top 5. Starting out, we now have Halo Reach. This was the Halo game that I took, actually. It was the first Halo game that I didn't get. Besides Halo Wars, the OG, this was the first Halo game that I did not get within a couple weeks of it being released. I didn't get this game actually until I think January. I didn't even get it for Christmas. I think I got it in January. Like, you want to talk about outside of Halo 2 anticipation? Like, I was ready for Halo Reach when I found out it's like we're gonna get a game about Reach, the planet they've been talking about in all these books, all these stories. And we're gonna get it not from the Master Chief's not the Master Chief's perspective, but rather other Spartans. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. And I played it, and really, the only complaint I have about it, I believe there was like 12 or 13 missions. I felt like the story was really short. However, it makes sense as to why it was short, because the Covenant overtook Reach within a month and a half. So not a whole lot you can really do with that period of time. But for what they did, I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. Noble Six was a great character. I thought his/her story, whichever gender you chose, was great. It fit in perfectly. I thought the rest of the Noble team was great. This story really just gave you a sense of really like how important not only the Spartan 2s in general are, but how important the Master Chief is, because all these other Spartan 3s, physically enhanced soldiers, while not quite as big as the Spartan 2s, as you can clearly see the height difference between them, elites and brutes, the Spartan 3s that is, it just gave you a sense of how important the Master Chief is and why what he did with, you know, what he did with the original Halo trilogy was just so phenomenal, so amazing, and so awing to people because of all these other Spartans that had fallen before, fighting the same amount of Covenant the Master Chief did. And number 4, finally going to give love to the very first Halo game that 343 created in Halo 4. Campaign. This is one of the only things that I really did like about this game that I have no complaints really. Other than the other 3 that I have above it being just better products. Halo 4 story was a great reintroduction into the Halo universe. I thought the Requiem world, the Forerunner world with the Prometheans and the what was left of the Covenant as antagonists for the story, I thought was great. I really, and you know, the Spirit, not the Spirit of Fire, I'm sorry, the UNSC Infinity, as massive as that ship was, new characters coming in, other Spartan 4s coming in. I thought this story all in all, and what they were trying to do and how they brought it back, I thought it was great. They did something new, they did something different. They didn't, they started it out similar to the original Halo Combat Evolved, but they didn't take us in a direction like, the comparison I want to make is to Star Wars The Force Awakens. The beats were not exactly the same as the original predecessor that that movie copied off of, basically. This was really good, and it was something new, it was something fresh, and, you know, I think we'd always all wanted to see what the Forerunners, like, were about, what they look like in Halo, because we had heard so many things about them, and this was just such a good way of introducing them, bringing them in, and showing us how much of a threat that they could really be. At number 3, I got Halo 3. Great, phenomenal finisher to the original Halo trilogy. It was phenomenal, it was great, it was wonderful, awesome, the way the story cultivated together, brought everybody together, and how it ended. The things I want to say is it could have botched this ending really bad, but they didn't. And they cleaned it up and they tied everything nicely together for a nice, happy ending. The Arbiter and the Master Chief, because I know we were all waiting on it, especially after the way that Halo 2 ended. We were all waiting to see the Master Chief and the Arbiter team up together and kick some ass, and that's what they did in this game. They did a lot of it. The fact that you had them together 98% of the game. If you were playing 4-player co-op, your second player was playing as the Arbiter and the other 2 were playing as elites. I thought that was great. I think the one thing that did throw me off a little bit with this game was the voice changing between the actors of the Prophet of Truth and Commander Keyes, Miranda Keyes. I felt like that voice acting change, the voice actors changing there kind of threw me off a little bit, but hey, whatever. Just a minor small detail. Other than that, enjoyed the game a lot. And number 2, leave you guys a little bit of suspense here. Halo Combat Evolved. Can't say enough great things about this campaign. Biggest reveal secret in a video game I think ever. Like biggest well-kept secret for a video game ever. Like there were no beats to it, no nothing. Like there was nothing about this game that gave away what the big reveal was in this game whatsoever. There was nothing about it, and that being the Flood. The Flood were absolutely just like wow. Like it was just such it was a wow factor. Like at 6 years old, I remember discovering the Flood, space zombies as we called them. Like it was just like wow. Like nobody even thought about the fact that we thought it was going to be an entire campaign, entire game of fighting nothing but aliens, which was going to be cool. We would have all enjoyed that. But previously hearing about it at the end of the Assault on the Control Room mission, the 5th mission in Halo Combat Evolved, hearing like the Covenant were afraid of something, I was like, well, what are the Covenant scared of? They seem to be wiping the humans out like it's nothing. So what are they so scared of? And then it turns out it's the Flood, and the way they worked, the type of different versions of the Flood that you had to deal with. Like, oh man, it was great. As you guys know, at number 1, I have such a profound love and respect for Halo 2. And I can't say enough about this campaign. This was one of the sequels, I think, for a movie or a video game that I've ever played that just hit on all the beats that I think the entire community wanted. Like, this game just hit on absolutely everything. The questions we had leaving Combat Evolved were, could we dual-wield weapons? We wanted to be able to hold 2 plasma rifles, 2 pistols, things like that. The next, we wanted to see the story from the Covenant's perspective. We wanted to play as the Covenant. We wanted a character created for the Covenant that was sort of equal to the Master Chief, and understand their perspective after Halo's destroyed. Now all the humans celebrating after Halo destroyed, but the Covenant, we wanted to see what they would do. And then third, we wanted to be able to play online with our friends. I really can't find a negative thing to say about Halo 2 because they just absolutely did everything right with this game. They gave us dual wield weapons. They gave us perspective from the Covenant. They gave us an opportunity to play online with our friends. Cannot say enough great things about this game. I still enjoy it to this day. If I wasn't competing in Halo Infinite, I would still be playing Halo 2. Let me go over the list for you guys one more time here. Number 10, Halo 5. Number 9, Halo Infinite. Number 8, Halo 3 ODST. Number 7, Halo Wars 2. Number 6, Halo Wars. Number 5, Halo Reach. Number 4, Halo 4. Number 3, Halo 3. Number 2, Halo Combat Evolve. And number 1, Halo 2. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below, like, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss anything. Hit that bell notification so you guys don't miss any videos. I'm going to start being a little bit more active with posting videos, trying to get some content out for you guys. Comment below, let me know what you guys think. Follow all the social medias I got. They're linked below in the description. Everything should be Halon official. Nothing changed about that. So, all right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.